Of all the Egyptian deserts, the Libyan desert is the most feared. It covers an area of over 3 million square kilometers. The chances of survival are slim for travelers who get lost in its vastness. Their only hope is to find an oasis such as the one at Dakhla. Dakhla is a veritable peace haven, luxuriance in the face of chaos. The oasis owes its lushness to the work of humans who, over the millennia, have irrigated it and landscaped it. These palm groves stretching as far as the eye can see are the fruits of their labors. The desert climate is perfect for dates. El Noir Farm has planted 50,000 date palms. This plant is the emblem of the oases. It has so many uses, even for weaving hats as protection from the sun.
Oasis dwellers are dependent on date palms. They cultivate other crops too, such as wheat and rice, which are mainly for their own consumption. But their main source of income comes from date palms. Our dates are exported all over the world, to the Arab world, of course, to Morocco and the United Arab Emirates, but also to Russia. They are even starting to be exported to Europe. Thanks to the quality of our dates, Dakhla Oasis is on the regional map and even the international one. I haven't left the oasis for 2 years. Before that, I was traveling for 5 years. I was an engineer in the oil industry. I used to travel to Cairo a lot, but I prefer life in the oasis, with its calm and serenity, far from the crowds and the noise.
The technique used for picking dates has barely changed since the days of the pharaohs. Dates are still popular products. In ancient Egyptian depictions of their visions of paradise, date palms had pride of place, next to the fields of flax and wheat, laden with goodness. Oases like the one at Dakhla might well have inspired Allah's sensual paradise, a shady garden in which you only need to reach out a hand to pick the juicy fruits. This oasis may not be that nirvana, but the 8,000 inhabitants of Dakhla have still chosen to stay here, far from a world that is in perpetual motion. Here they are spread over 17 villages, of which Casa is the oldest and most beautiful. Built on the ruins of a Roman fortress, this medieval village has retained some of the character of those fortifications. Today, it is virtually uninhabited. Sabi, the keeper of the site, is one of the very few visitors to this abandoned maze.
This medieval town is the symbol of the Dakhla Oasis. Lots of tourists love this ancient city. It is atypical, and its houses and streets radiate a unique atmosphere. You see this? That's palm wood. That's the wood that was most often used here. There are very few houses with inscriptions like this. Wealthy people put up these signs with poems or verses from the Quran. You no longer see this type of inscription on the facades. Wood is hardly ever used either. Everything is modern.
Casa was settled in the 8th century AD, but it didn't reach its peak until the 16th century during the Ottoman Empire, as proved by the madrasa, which served as a school in the mornings and a court of justice in the afternoons. Muslim judges, or qadis, used to try cases in an alcove with the witnesses appearing before them. The defendants waited in 2 separate prisons, the women's prison and the men's prison. What strikes casual visitors to this ancient city is that everything has been preserved in its original state, as if the inhabitants have only just left.
Here we are in a communal mill. This is how it worked. There was a cow turning the millstone to grind the wheat. The other job consisted of passing grains of wheat through this hole using this pendulum. This piece of wood can be adjusted to suit the height of the millstone, which determines the fineness of grain of the flour. This mill has been abandoned for 100-odd years. Nowadays, modern machinery is used to grind wheat or rice. Everything is electric.
There were several reasons why the inhabitants abandoned this medieval city. Adobe is a very fragile building material. When it rains, which is rare, the walls need to be rebuilt. Modcons also played an important role. Running water, electricity, and mains drainage managed to convince the more reticent among them. Today, only 3 or 4 families still live in this historic city centre. A few artisans have chosen to stay here to work.